She is a Brooklyn College professor emerita who is a leading Latina history scholar. Her publications include the first source to document the history of America's Latinas since 1565. During her tenure as a chairperson of the Brooklyn College Department of Puerto Rican Studies, she expanded the department into Latino Studies. Virginia?
Well, you all said it, so what am I going to tell you now? So the only thing that comes to mind is June Allison, Peter Lawford. When I walked along that street for the first time in my life, when I first found out there was a college called Brooklyn, and it's here, and decided that I was going to go and look for it, and see if I could go there, because my guidance counselors did a really poor job on me. I remember the last day I graduated, the day before graduation at Bay Ridge High School. And I went downstairs to my guidance counselors and I said, I can't graduate, I can't leave. I want to learn more. And she looked at her colleague and raised her eyebrows and says, well, I suppose you could go to Brooklyn College. I said, there's a college in Brooklyn? Nobody told me about that. So I got on the bus, got off at Foster Avenue, walked down along Bedford Avenue. You know, for a Puerto Rican kid, first in the family to ever go on to higher education, this was a big deal. I was on the bus by myself. I found how to get here. I found Brooklyn College. And so when I got to that gate, which, by the way, I want you to know that that gate is back there, again, thank God. And I looked through and I saw those manicured lawns. I said, holy cow. It's an MGM set. This is a movie. This is good news. And I could hear the music in my head, and I could hear the sounds of the orchestra, and there was June Allison and Peter Lawford, and they were dancing to Good News, and I entered those gates because I wanted to join them. And that's where it all began. I came to Brooklyn College. I found passion. I found intellect. I found students. I found the theater group. I found the speech courses. And then I took set design, and I couldn't pass the math. But then I went on into English, which accepted me, and I graduated as an English major, a high school teacher. Met my husband here 55 years ago, and moved on with my life. Went to teach in Chicago. I found out then what you all are saying, that Brooklyn College gave us an excellent education, because I knew the people I was teaching with in the Chicago schools weren't half as bright as I was, and hey, I was a Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn. So came back to New York and decided that I would go for my PhD. And then what was I going to do with that? Changed disciplines, went into history. Well, I wasn't going to teach in Long Island because they didn't need me there. They needed me at Brooklyn College. They needed me at any of the city universities, campuses. They didn't need me in the fancy schools of Long Island. And I came back to Brooklyn College, and I helped to build a department that it's going on to its 50th year, and has become one of the best departments in the field of Puerto Rican, Latino studies, Latin American studies, and went on to create the first organization of Puerto Rican studies, first professional organization. I was the founding president, and when I go to their conferences now, I don't even know what they're talking about. They have become so good, so sophisticated, so detailed in the field. They are leading the pack. And so I come back to my students and I think about them. Because this, Rose is right, this business of Lifetime Achievement Award, I haven't finished yet, and neither have you. And one of the most wonderful things in not finishing is that we still have an opportunity to shape the future generation. These kids that are coming to Brooklyn College today are us. And they sit in our classrooms and they come for the passion, and they come for the intellect, and they come for what it is that we have to offer them. And many of them, percentage-wise, I couldn't tell you, but I'm very sure it's very, very high, are first generation college kids who have not had any role models in their lives about colleges. First generation college students who themselves are heads of households and go home to families. And so one of the things that my department has been doing is that at the beginning of every school year, they have an open house, and they collect books. You know all those books that sometimes when you move to, when you try to downsize and you've got loads of books and you don't know what you're going to do with them? Well, we have those books at our disposal, and we give every one of our students who come into that open house free books. And they take those books home because they can't afford to buy those books. And forget about tablets and forget about iPhones. There is nothing that says college than holding a book. So we're not finished yet. Thank you.